Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a topic video. I'm so excited. I used to call these videos Topic Tuesday on my Instagram, but we're gonna have to rework that title because I'm not gonna be dropping every Tuesday because I'm inconsistent as fuck. But these topics, they will be topics that are popping. I'm thinking about like calling it like Topics and Tequila because that's what I'm drinking right now. Or something. So if you have an idea, please let me know. Let me know in the comments what I should call these little segments on my channel. So before we get into this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, okay? And also share this video with people who you think would love to hear it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Excuse my lighting. The sun is setting and I'm glowing, but I'm also like in the shadow. I don't know what is going on, but we're gonna have to excuse that. So this video is going to be about dating apps, okay? You know, dating is a struggle for most of us, especially me. Like I've been single for like my whole life, so dating sucks. Especially as a millennial, it's like no one wants to commit, and then like people are crazy, people are serial killers and shit. So whatever, and it's a pandemic, so it's like unless you're like kicking it or you live in Atlanta, because Atlanta is open, or Texas is open, where are you gonna meet people at? There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, okay? So we gotta use these apps. But I have such a love-hate relationship with these dating apps, okay? So what I did is I went on my Instagram and I asked my Instagram family, I love y'all, how they feel about dating apps. I asked them a series of questions. So I'm gonna go over what they said about dating apps, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents as well. And I also asked them a couple of their craziest dating app stories. Some of these are fucking hilarious, okay? So we're gonna talk about those too. Okay, so the first thing I asked was, do y'all use dating apps? And it was like 50-50. 50% of people said yes, some people said no. Let me change my lighting because this is not giving what it's supposed to give. Okay, it's a little better. It's not as harsh. Okay. So I asked my Instagram family, do y'all use dating apps? It was 50-50. And like I said, yes, I use dating apps. I've been using dating apps since like 2014 or 15, like kind of off and on. And I haven't had any luck. Like I've had, like sometimes I'd be on there not taking them seriously. Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'd be on there getting the ego boost. But when I do take them seriously, I don't know, like do I just have please DM me serial killer on my forehead? Because I feel like that's all I really get is like really like a little bit of, there's just something just not clicking all the way upstairs with these guys that I be meeting. I don't know. Then I asked them, have y'all had a good experience with a dating app? Meaning like you got married or you had a relationship or you're in a relationship from a dating app. And most people said no. 64% of people said no. And like I just said, like I have not had any luck on a dating app. Like the most luck I've had was this one guy that I talked about previously in one of my old videos, where we were kind of hitting it off, but he blew it because he kept making comments about me being dark skinned, which he wasn't being like malicious, but I just didn't like it. And then when I brought it up to him, we just got into a real bad argument about it, so he was canceled. That's like the closest I've been to like having like a good outcome, and it ended like it went to shit real quick, but whatever. Okay, so the next question I asked my Instagram family was, if you use dating apps, what is your app of choice? And so there's Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, and something else. And most people are using Hinge, which is actually a shock. Like, I was like, really? Because I don't like Hinge. I don't know what it is, but actually I do know what it is, okay? Like, I like swiping. I like that. It makes me feel like I have more options. And I like the gratification of getting a match immediately, like on Hinge. I feel like you have to either like put yourself out there first or wait for them to like you. Like you have to wait for them to like show interest in you, and I don't like that. Like I want the immediate gratification of knowing that I got your attention, okay? I gravitate toward those type of apps, which are like Tinder or Bumble. I don't have Tinder anymore. I left that in like 2019. Okay, I'm not trying to be on no fuck app. But I do use Bumble. So I switch between Hinge and Bumble. Sometimes Bumble isn't giving me what I want it to give, so then I turn off, I put it on snooze or whatever, and I go back to Hinge. So right now I'm on Bumble, like my Bumble's active, and right now my Hinge is on snooze. And then so once I get enough of Bumble, I'll go back. Anyway, so most people were talking about they like Hinge. I'm actually shook. You know, I went to a nail shop, and the lady who did my nails, she's a black woman. I was telling her about my dating struggles and using the dating apps or whatever, and she's like, why don't you use BLK or Black or whatever? And I'm like, really, people be on there? She's like, yeah, people be on there. One of my clients is getting married, and she met her fiance on the BLK or whatever it is, Black app. I don't know if it's called BLK or Black. Anyway, and I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, so you should try it. And I have not downloaded it yet. So if you use the BLK app, let me know. I'm from Seattle. Y'all know, most of y'all know that. So if you're familiar with the Northwest, there's not a lot of black people out there. So it's like, why would I download a black app if there's not a lot of niggas here? So, but now that I'm in DC area, maybe I should give it a try. So if y'all have used it, please let me know what y'all think. Again, my lighting is fucking up. This is what I get for recording a video at 6:30 when the sun is about to go down, but you know what, whatever. We're just gonna have to rock with it, okay? Okay, the next question I asked was, do you think people have become reliant on dating apps? Meaning, like, instead of approaching people in person, they only use apps, or instead of saying, hey, how you doing, approaching people at a party, they'll like ask for your Instagram and then DM you later or something like that, you know? And then most people said yes. People are a lot more reliant on dating apps or using some type of other way to talk to people, which I do agree with. I do feel like, as much as I love social media, I do feel like it has kind of made us all as a society a little bit less social in public. Like, I feel like sometimes social media can be a crutch, and I do feel like that does creep into the dating realm. Like, naturally, of course, if we're not as social, period, of course, when it comes to dating, we're not going to be as, like, you know, as social and like putting your, you know, shooting your shot in public, or like in person, I should say. So I do feel like people are relying on it, and especially because it's a pandemic. Who are we meeting? Where am I about to meet Bae? Like at Target or something? Like, where am I gonna meet Bae? I'm probably gonna meet, most people are meeting Bae on dating apps right now, I feel like. So, but even before pandemic, I feel like people were relying on dating apps or like sliding in people's DM versus like going up to them in person. Do you know how many times I have saw someone in person and then like they would much rather match with me on a dating app or slide in my DM on Instagram versus talking to me in person? Like, that has happened several times. So, and I'd much rather someone come up to me in person than me meeting them on Instagram or a dating app. Like, it's different to meet people in person. You know, like when you meet someone in person, you automatically feel their vibe, their energy, you know, you get that experience. Versus when it's just virtual, it's just virtual. Like, you don't understand that person's personality, right? So like if they're telling a joke, you don't know if it's a joke yet, right? So you're like, this motherfucker's weird, but they're actually joking with you. So you just can't really understand someone's personality virtually versus if you meet them in person, you immediately pick up like on their personality, right? And you immediately pick up on their vibe. My next question was, have you ever dated someone you met on social media like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Clubhouse, whatever other social media platform we have now or in the past? And it was like 50-50. A lot of people said yes. A lot of people said no as well. Have I dated someone I met on social media? Like, I've been on like dates with niggas that I met on social media, but like anything serious? No. No. Most of the people that I like date, I've met in person. Like, I mean like long term. Like, I've met them in person. The last time I met someone on Instagram, I flew across the country to like visit with him, and that did not work out at all. And before that, I met someone on Instagram again, like I flew across the country, met up in another state to like hang out with each other. That didn't work out. So like I have, and I think that meeting someone on social media makes it easy to meet people in other areas. I do believe in long distance love. I know that's not for everybody, but I do feel like if you meet someone in another state, that don't mean y'all can't fuck around, okay? Or you guys can't like be serious with one another. I do feel like meeting people on social media will open the doors to meeting people in other states and cities, etc. Or even someone down the road, okay? So I'm actually surprised a lot of people said they haven't dated anyone that they've been on social media. Y'all need to start answering our DMs, okay? Your future wife or your future husband may be in your DMs right now. They're not in my DMs because I don't be getting DMs like that. Do you think, this is kind of redundant, but whatever. Do you think people have become reliant on social media to shoot their shot, like sliding in DMs instead of asking for your number in person? Majority of people say yes. They do believe that people are more reliant on sliding in DMs versus shooting their shot in person. And again, like I do agree with that. I do feel like I've definitely met people in person, and instead of them like shooting a shot in person, they tried in my DM, which I think is some bullshit. Like, just shoot your shot when you have me in your presence. Why would you wait? Why would you wait? Why would you even ask your homeboy who is that so I can follow her on Instagram? Like, just do it now. Stop being shy. So the next question was, have you ever considered using a matchmaker service? And most people said, excuse me, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Which is crazy because I know people who have talked about using a matchmaker service, and I gave them the same response, like, you have absolutely no problem finding men. So I think it's more so like finding like quality partners with people who are going to be serious about commitments and marriage, versus a lot of times when we are dating on our own, a lot of the people we run into, so I'm just speak from my experience, a lot of the time people that I run into are not serious. Like, they just want to play the field, they just want to fuck around. So a portion of people did say they're considering it. I would love to hear if someone has actually done that, what their experience was. That would be interesting. Now personally, would I do it? No, it ain't for me. But you know, it ain't for me. That don't mean that it ain't for other people. So if you've done it, or if you're thinking about doing it, please let me know, because I am so curious. So this kind of leads into the next question, which was, do you think people who pay for a dating service are more serious about dating? Like, versus, like, example, using eHarmony or some other dating service that requires payment instead of using free apps. And a lot of people said yes, and some people said no. And when I be talking to my mom about my dating issues, she'd be like, why don't you use like eHarmony or something? You know, like, I feel like if you pay for something, those men on these sites may be more serious because they're paying for it. So because they're investing their money, my mom feels like they're going to be more serious about commitment. Personally, I don't think that, like, okay, I can see both sides. Like, I do feel like if you're going to put money into finding a partner, you are serious about finding a partner, right? But on the flip side, there's plenty of people who find partners on these free apps. So I do feel like either way you can find a partner, right? And there's plenty of men who pay for matchmaking services. They pay for these apps. They pay for coochie, right? They just pay because they just want to fuck around. They just want companionship. They don't want nothing serious. They're just paying for it. Do you think there's still a stigma associated with online or app dating? And it was pretty much 50-50. Some people were saying yes, there's still a stigma. Some people were saying no. Which is actually surprising because I feel like it's pretty normal now. Like, I feel like people talk about swiping left and right all the time. There's movies about dating apps. Like, people talk about this shit regularly. Like, this shit's so popular that Bumble is a public, like, they are IPO'd and shit. Like, they have a stock. Match.com, they have a stock. Like, you can invest in these companies. They're public companies. So I feel like that means that they're a popular company, right? Maybe like 5 years ago when I first started like swiping and shit, 5 or 6 years ago, I would say like I would be more embarrassed to say that I met someone on an app, but now I just casually be like, oh yeah, I met them on this app. And I don't give a fuck at all. Okay, so let's get into some of these dating app horror stories, okay? I asked my Instagram family to tell me some of their bad experiences on dating apps. So I guess it said, I went on a date with a band teacher. All the nigga talked about the whole time was his tuba. I'm dead. Like, you couldn't find anything else to talk about with some fucking instruments. And what does a tuba sound like anyway? Shit. Did nobody, I don't know what the shit sound like. I know what a flute sound like. Well, what the fuck does a tuba sound like? And what does it do? If you can't play it in a Future song, then it probably don't sound good, okay? Anyway, my good sis said Hinge is the best and Tinder is the worst. I do agree that Tinder is the worst. I'm surprised that Hinge, another person is saying Hinge is the best. Someone else said, married men, get out dating apps, you cheaters. I do agree. I did match with a married man. This is years ago, y'all. Oh my God. He was cute. We had the same last name and shit. I was like, okay. And then I went to like get on my detective shit and I Googled him, and he coaches for a football team, a high school football team. And it said he is married and he has like 3 kids. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I just started ignoring him. And then like he asked me why I was ignoring him. And I'm like, well, you're married with 3 kids. The fuck? And he was like, it's not even like that. Like, nigga, yes it is like that, okay? Get off these dating apps, y'all cheaters. Y'all ain't, oh, why the fuck? Just go tend to your family, please. First Tinder date. Date got pulled over, opens the glove box and hella weed falls all over me. Shit. What happened? I should have asked you what happened after that, because like, did y'all go to jail? Did they go to jail? Like, what happened? I wanna know. Okay. Another story. I met him in a mall and he wrapped his sweater around his waist. That was it for me instantly. Hold on, let me find the rest of the story. She said, instantly turned off. She said, I was so upset and embarrassed. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, that would turn me off too. And she said, please announce me by name. So this is my good sis Butterbean on Instagram. She said she needs this shit to stop now. Another experience, best committed relationship for 2 years, bliss. Worst, boring ass nigga who had no personality. I mostly get the ones with no personality. Like, I be matching with them niggas. But damn girl, like, committed relationship for 2 years, maybe y'all need to rekindle that. You said it was bliss. This man tried to ask me for money and a place to live. Like, no, I'm not your sugar mama. And like, this is not a homeless shelter. These apps are not homeless shelters. And then she said another tried kidnapping me. Never even go hiking. Now that is scary as shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's scary as fuck. I'm so glad you're okay. Like, I think that's why a lot of people shy away from these dating apps. It's like they're scared that these people are actually serial killers or they're actually crazy. And I do think that clearly that can happen. Like, safety is an issue for us women. So you definitely gotta be safe. You definitely gotta be careful. But sis, I'm glad you are okay. Someone else said, want me to tell you about the time I got fully dressed for work at 4 a.m. to kick a guy out. He was gonna drink and drive, so he slept on my couch and I slept in my bed with mace in my hand. I'm dead. I remember talking with her about this story and I'm like, why did you even do that? But she was like, well, he was gonna go kill people if he left. Like, he was drunk as fuck. And I'm like, you are very nice. I don't know if I would do that. I would be like, sir, where's your credit card? Please go stay at the Marriott down the road because I don't know you. I went on one and only one Tinder date. We went to this bar, restaurant place. He asked the waitress to turn on the game. And when he finally started talking to me, he went in depth about how his uncle was in a coma and showed me pictures of him in the hospital bed. Clearly, that was on his mind. Like, maybe that's why he told the waitress, turn on the game, please. I want to watch the game, get my mind off of my uncle in the hospital bed. And then he couldn't, like, stop thinking about it, so he talked to you about it. I don't know. I'm completely interpreting this probably wrong. But, like, what the fuck? Didn't get very far in any of them. I'll report back when I have more lined up. That's fine, girl. I don't really be getting far either. So please let me know when you have stories. You know, I'm here to laugh or cry with you, okay? Another one of my good sisters, she said, no horror stories, thank God. I'm happy for you, girl, because these stories be horrible, girl. Another one said, got married, congratulations. Look at that, that's a good story. Out of all of these horrible stories, someone got married. Went on a date with a guy I grew up with, and he told me he had a crush on my mom. What kind of ancestry shit? Ancestry.com. I don't know, listen to tequila, but these stories are funny as shit right now. Okay, another one said that one app would tell you how far away they are got a ping at 3 a.m. saying he's 2 miles away from me, which is a fucking problem. You know what? Bumble does that. They will tell you how far you guys are like apart from each other, which is weird to me because I feel like an app that's created by women would be more woman friendly, like safety focused. So like Bumble, if y'all are watching this, like take that fucking feature away, because I do not need to know how far away this man is from me. He do not need to know how far away I am. Okay, like I just need to know if we are in the same city or close enough from one another. Okay, so y'all need to discontinue that motherfucking feature. Okay, I originally met my boo in the gym, but we didn't move from saying hi in the gym until I saw his profile on Bumble, and he matched with me. From there, we were inseparable, and we are getting engaged now and getting married this year, which is beautiful. I love to hear it. Another one said, I met my husband on Bumble and married him. Congratulations. All these good ass stories, y'all. I went on a date with this guy, Alum. The first thing he says on a date is that Alum is not his name, and he's a pimp for his job. Okay, so I say that I'm gonna leave, and he says, I'm just kidding, I work at Amazon, but my name is not Alum. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. This is too much for me. Later on, he tells me he's moving to Chicago in a week and wants to hook up tonight, and that we only have 2 days to hook up before he leaves. So he said, girl, give me that. Hey, girl, give me that. Girl, give me that. I tell him that I don't really hook up with strangers, and that's something I'm not interested in. Then he gets pissy. No surprise there. I'm not surprised either. I tell him I'm gonna go because this was a terrible time, and he says that's fine. He'll go find someone on the street. Okay, now it's 1 month later, and I see him almost every day because we live close by. So no, he did not move to Chicago. I always remember he only took one bite out of his Y'all are petty as shit. I always remember he only took one bite out of his taco, and that was some and that was some psycho shit. I'm laughing because that's some shit I would fucking point out. Like, hold on, that was funny as shit. Oh my god. Okay. Met my current boyfriend on Tinder. I usually use Hinge, but I was bored during the beginning of lockdown. Okay, congratulations, sis. Another good story. And she met him on Tinder. Oh no, you don't ever hear about good shit coming from Tinder. Only some, some fucking shit. So congratulations, sis. I'm happy to hear that. Another good story. So I met my current boyfriend on Tinder 5 years ago. We were both heavy. We were both in the streets heavy. So we never met up or anything besides exchanging texts for a few weeks. Fast forward to 2019. Somehow we become Facebook friends, and I messaged him trying to get hired for a role. I had no idea he was the same person on Tinder until we exchanged numbers, and his was already saved. Funny thing is, we now both remember meeting on Tinder and said thank God we never pursued anything back then because we were not ready. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Congratulations. I never used one personally, but I've seen friends that have met their soulmate via a dating app, and both have married for 5 and 6 years now. Okay. She said she never used one. I just feel like there'd be more crazy people on there than people looking for a relationship, and that is real. There is some crazy motherfuckers on there. I know people who have. 2 people I know are in serious relationships off of Tinder. Tinder is putting people together for real? Shit, I'm gonna have to download that motherfucker again. Another one of my good sisters says she is pretty much convinced she has found her person. Congratulations, I'm happy to hear it. Hope I hear wedding bells in the future, Okay, another bad story. Woo! To answer your dating app horror story question, I had a guy text me whilst, girl, you smart, you said whilst. I was driving to meet him, and he asked me how tall I was. When I told him, he said, oh, okay. We finally meet, and he is a tad bit shorter than me. Nothing serious, but apparently it was to him. As we walked through the mall, he walked far away from me so that we weren't side by side, or so it wouldn't look like we were together. We went to the movies, and he sat 2 seats away from me. He put his legs up on the chairs in front of us and went to sleep. Okay, I'm talking about snoring, mouth wide open sleep. About halfway through the movie, I got up and walked out and left him there. Never heard from him again. I guess he had checked out of the date once he heard how tall I was. By the way, I'm only 5'7". Short man syndrome. He needs to get it together. Of course, height is a touchy subject for men. Like, of course. Like, if you're not 6 foot at least, you know, niggas be in their feelings. But you know what? You can't do anything about your height. You cannot help your height. Just like you can't help your dick size. It is what it is. Whatever you gotta work with it for the rest of your life. Compensate for it. You know, like, instead of being sad about your fucking height, like, maybe you should get your money up, right? Like, okay, y'all, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. The damn tequila done got to me now. Okay. Oh my god, so you asked for a dating story. It's not a big dating story or anything, but I thought it was kind of funny. So I have been dating this guy for about a year. Anyhow, I recently cut off things because we weren't on the same page. Anyhow, so I'm back on. Right, tell me why I see his damn profile with pictures I took of him. Like, what the fuck? Give me my photo. Give me my photo credit, bitch. That is hella funny because that is some petty ass shit. That's some shit I would definitely say. Okay, I think that's all the stories I got, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is so much fun. If you guys like these type of videos, like this video and share it, okay? Subscribe to my channel. Love these type of videos. I love talking to my Instagram family and getting their opinions on certain type of topics. So make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can participate in these polls as well. My Instagram is the prototype_. Make sure you follow me on there. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. And I'm about to drink the rest of this tequila because it is hitting. This is some Avion. Avion, I think it's, hold on. Let me go look. Oh, it's Avion Silver. It came in this little canister. How bougie. I'm about to drink the rest of my little glass of Avion. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.